Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. And I'm trying my hand at going live again. It still gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I'm gonna do it. So I thought today I was going to just recreate a card that my friend Kristina Rees, who is a demonstrator in Texas, she did this the other day and I just thought it was so stinking cute. So I'm going to recreate it. Let me go down to my desktop and you'll see what I mean. Just look at how cute this is. Isn't that adorable? Super cute. And it's remarkably easy to do. So without any further ado, I'm going to get started on it. So what you're going to need is, I kind of couldn't decide whether just to recreate this one or go a little bit different. So I'm kind of meeting in the middle. I'm changing the colors and some of the DSP, but basically the card is going to be the same. If you're joining me, please say hello and tell me where you're from. And yeah, just tell me where you're from. See? Heebie-jeebies. Anyway, so tonight I decided that I would recreate this one with a real red card base. And I'm still torn between whether to use this designer paper or this one like I did on this one. But I'm kind of gravitating towards, oh, hi, Deborah. So glad you could join us. I come across Deborah all the time in different YouTube channels that I watch. And she's in Australia. So hi, down under. It's nighttime here. I imagine it's morning where you are. I forget what the time difference is, but I know it's about 12 hours, right? So she's ahead of us. So it's tomorrow morning for her. So I think actually I'm a little bit partial to this one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So you're going to need a piece of this. And where's my notes? I've only done this card once before, so let me just grab my notes here. I had to scoot my cat out. She was sitting right on my, like right here, and I had to give her the heave-ho because she was not letting me work. So my card base is a normal card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. And then I need a piece of designer paper. Hi, Susan. How are you? Susan's part of my team. So I have a piece of the designer series paper, and this is also part of the reindeer. Let me grab it. Georgie knocked it on the floor. This is the reindeer days. Look at how cute it is. Ugh, it is so adorable. I love these guys. And so we're going to be using this designer paper tonight. And this is part of it. So this is what's on the other side. So this piece is 4 by 5.25, and it's going to go there. And then we also need 2 pieces of designer paper for our columns here. And one is 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then this is 1 3/4 by 4 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then just some scraps of, I've got garden green and real red. So I'm going to do the opposite on this card. I'm going to do the real red, garden green, and then a circle of that designer series paper. And that, I'm going to use the same one I used earlier, maybe, if I can find it. It is so cute. And I know I haven't used it all up. It's in here somewhere. This was a little bit spur of the moment. I kind of decided just before dinner that I was going to go live tonight because I'm trying to get my live nerves. Oh, it's 11 o'clock in Australia in the morning, 11 o'clock. And is it summer there, Deborah? It's going into winter here. Why can I not find that? Oh, here. There. It's going into winter here. It was only 5 degrees today, even though Glenn and I were out doing gardening. Yeah, it was a little nippy, but there's no wind today, so it was absolutely gorgeous. So I already gave you the dimensions for this: 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, and 4 by 5 1/4 for the front. But I'm using a different one. I'm using this one. Do I sound like I'm a little bit loony? I'm telling you, doing a live completely gives me the willies. So I've already cut a piece of this designer paper that is 1 3/4 by 12, and I'll just trim it down. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I just want to get myself organized so that I don't get too messed up here. All right, so I need 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I need another piece that's 4 3/4, but I'm going to trim it down to 1 1/4. So 4 3/4, and we'll trim it down to 1 1/4. And I'm using the measurement on this side just because it's easier than trying to maneuver the paper under the blade. There, so we have 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. Oops. And I'm going to keep this because I think this will be really cute on the inside of a card at some point. I always keep my little scraps. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create the front of my card. So that's this part right here. So I'm going to just put some glue on my designer paper just around the perimeter of the paper, because when I punch out this hole, I don't want any glue to be on my circle that I'm punching out. So for that, I need my 2 3/8 punch and my little glue bottle, which was just here. Georgie was just having a gay old time on my desk here. She was, she just felt that, Mom needed a little bit of help there. So she's out there kind of meowing. I don't know if you can hear her or not. She's just outside my door. I had to slam the door to keep her out. There, so I only have glue right around the very edges of the designer paper. So then I'm going to come in with my punch, and I'm going to go down as far as it'll go and over maybe, I don't know, maybe an inch. I want it closer to the left than I do to the right. So I'm just going to pop it like that. There we go. And I don't have glue on my two pieces, so that's good. So this is going to be the front of our card. So let me just burnish that. There. So there's the front of the card. So the next thing we need to do is make our element on the inside. And for that, I have my piece of basic white that is 8 by 5. So let me grab my trimmer here, and we're going to score it at 2. Let me just move my camera a little bit there. I'm going to score it at 2 inches. Nope, sorry, 2.5. Good thing I looked. 2.5. So 2.5, 4.5, and 6. So this is going to be folded like, kind of like this. So it's going to look a little bit like that when I'm done. So I just want to make sure that I put my designer paper on the right pieces, because wouldn't that be a disaster? Okay, so this is going to go, like this. Just make sure that's the right side. So our first two pieces of designer paper are going to go here. and here. Oops, I got my little reindeer upside down there. So these guys are going to go there. And this card looks really complicated, but it's actually not. It's really simple. Did anybody do anything interesting today? It was such a beautiful day. We did yard work again, just trying to cut down all we have those big tall grasses out in this in the front and in the back yards. So we cut all those down, dug up the weeds. Oh my Lord, the weeds, I'm telling you. We should have shares in the weed stores. And not that kind of weed. The bad weeds. If I had shares in a weed store, my son would be happy. But different kind of weed. All right, so this is going to go like this. Okay, so I've got it folded like this. You're going to have like a 1/2 inch on this side, and then this panel on this side. So I have to, like I said, I only made this card once. I have to think about this for a minute. This is going to sit like this. I should just burnish these folds. It's a little bit bouncy. And then this one too. There. So this is going to go into our card like this. So this is going to sit here. And then this edge is going to go right against where the score line is. Just like that. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this part. Like this, and fold it up, and I'm going to line up my edge here just to the fold line, and I want the same more or less border on the front, on the top and the bottom there. So I'm just going to let that sit for a sec. A little heavy-handed with the glue there. There. Super cute. So this is what we have so far. Okay? Isn't that... It looks complicated again, but it isn't. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is create our layers for our the inside of our card. So I have my 2 3/8 inch circle punch here, and I'm going to punch a 2 1/4 inch out of the garden green. And then I'm going to take my 2 inch punch, and I'm going to punch, sorry, I'm making a lot of noise there. I'm going to punch one of these little reindeer, but I'd like to get the reindeer facing this way. So I'm going to come up here, and since it's a circle, it doesn't matter whether I do it this way or this way, right? So I'm going to do it this way. Just get that little punch. So we have 2 3/8 is the red one. Garden green is 2 1/4. And then our little reindeer is 2 inches. So if you don't have the punches, you know, use whatever sort of layering circles that you have. You can use the decal circles. I actually did another one, not this particular card, but a different style of card with layer. I needed layering circles, and I used my deckled circles, and it looked really, really cute. Hi, Priscilla. How are you? All right, so I'm just going to layer my garden green on top of my real red and just center it there. Now you want to make sure it's centered. That's the beauty of the liquid glue, isn't it? You can move things around if you have to. And then I'm going to put my reindeer right on here like this. These little guys are so stinking cute. When I made the card earlier today, I actually ended up having to replace my little reindeer that I cut out. My cat Georgie saw the sparkly nose and chewed her nose right off. So I had to redo it. Little stinker. All right, so the next thing we want to do is I'm just going to take a pencil, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but it makes me nervous to not do it this way. I'm going to draw a circle just with my pencil really lightly so I know where not to put glue. And so I'm just going to put glue along here around my circle and then down like this. And then I'm going to just hold this and fold over my card base like that. I did get glue in there. Just grab my glue eraser. If you don't have one of these rubber erasers, I highly recommend it. This has saved my behind a few times getting glue where you don't want it. It's really, really good. There. So now, see what we have now? We have our little fold. And then I'm going to put this into here, but I only want to put glue on this side of that score line. If you can see, let me put this light on. I found a circle, a ring light that I had that I forgot that I had. So I don't know if you can see, there's a score line right here from this bendy part, right? So I just want my glue to go just this side of that score line and into this semicircle here. Because if you put glue anywhere else, it's going to glue your card shut, which not a good thing. And try not to be heavy-handed with your glue. So I'm just going to nestle my little reindeer right in there. And remember, it will fit because this is the circle that we punched out earlier. So I'm just going to hold that for a second and let it glue itself. There. Ta-da! Look at how stinking cute that is. Oh, I love it. So cute. Okay, so now we're going to do our reindeer. And I'm using the reindeer from the reindeer days, obviously. And we have matching dies. So what I want is this deer here fits into the dies. So I'm going to cut her out. I'm assuming it's a her. I don't know. She's awfully cute. So it's got to be a girl. I'm myrtleizing my poor paper. There. So I've got that. And I have my mini boss here. And my dies. So these dies, oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to be using this reindeer to cut out this reindeer. So this is going to go like this. Oh, you know what? I got the darn wrong reindeer. Never mind. Oh, it's this one with the feet kicking behind her. Okay. That's all right. I can probably fussy cut out that other one. There. Let's make sure that's the right one this time. It is. Super cute. Okay. Let me find some masking tape. And I'm just gonna tape this on so it doesn't shift. Like that. And because this is just a little design, I can go ahead and use my mini boss to cut it out. Because the plates are only, I think, 3.5 inches. Yeah, barely 3.5 inches. So if you have small designs, this little gadget is really handy just to keep on your desk so that you're not You can just grab it. I always keep mine right in the drawer right beside me, and it works like a charm. Now, one thing I didn't do when I made the other card is I actually just took the designer paper and stuck this reindeer to the circle, but it is designer paper and it's a little bit flimsy. So what I did when I replaced it after Georgie ate the face off the other reindeer is I took a piece of basic white and see if I have a little piece of basic white here. I'm just going to cut this, and I just cut out a little reindeer to glue to the back of this die cut reindeer, just to give it some body, because I felt that it was a little bit kind of on the flimsy side. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out real fast. There. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue this little reindeer to my white background here. There, so I'm just going to layer this onto here. I do this a lot when I'm doing sentiments and like sentiment strips and things. And sometimes if I really want some dimension but don't necessarily want it to be really thick, I'll put 2 or 3 layers of cardstock behind whatever element I'm using, and then I don't have to use dimensionals, and it's a little bit more stable to go through the mail. So the next thing I'm going to do is glue this little girl to the front of the card. But what you want to make sure is that you don't have the antlers going past the edge of that circle, because if you do, and you go to open the card, she will get caught. It doesn't matter about her rear end, but the front end has to be within the confines of this circle. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the front side of her. Or did I put her on dimensionals? I did. You know what? I'm going to put dimensionals because I like the look of it. Okay, I have some right here. But I'm just going to put them on the front part of her. As long as her tail and her feet aren't sticking to anything, we're good to go. There, so I'm just going to pop her on there. She looks like she's dancing. She's so cute. There. So there we have that part of it. Isn't that sweet? I just love this. Oh. And then keep this. You can use this for, oh, I even cut out a deer, so I could use this for the front of another card. And then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I'm a Winkaholic. I love my Wink of Stella. Just want to make sure. This one's getting a little bit older, so I'm just going to give it a squeeze and see if I have any sparkle left in there. Yep, I'm good to go. So I'm just going to, whoops, that's a lot of Wink of Stella here. Let me just spread the wealth here. So cute. So has everybody bought their poppies already? When I was out, I've already managed to lose 2 poppies. Don't ask me. I usually put like a little earring backing on the back of my poppy for my jacket, but my seatbelt seems to catch it, and my poppy goes flying. So when I was at the grocery store the other day, there were some ladies selling poppies, but they also had these little pins that have the, like a closing backing on it for the center of the poppy. So I bought one of those and it works like a charm. Oh, look at how cute she is. There. Hopefully you can see the glitter. Yeah, look at how pretty. Oh, sweet. And now we're going to do our sentiment. So for the sentiment, I'm going to use a piece of real red. And on this one, I used some white heat embossing to do May All of Your Days Be Full of Cheer. Will I do the same or will I just do Merry Christmas? I think I'll just do Merry Christmas this time. So here's my Merry Christmas. And I have my embossing essentials kit handy. So first thing I'm going to do is use my embossing buddy. And what this does was it eliminates static and fingerprints so that you're not going to have, I'll just get this off of here before I get glitter all over everything. So that you don't have embossing powder where you don't want embossing powder, because that is so annoying. So I'm going to pick up my block. And I've got my Versamark ink. So let me just ink this guy up. So I want it really inky, but I don't want it inky like into the stamp. So I'm just tapping it lightly several times to make sure I have good coverage. And then I'm just going to put it down towards the bottom of this so that I can trim it off. Hopefully it'll be straight. And then I've got my white embossing powder. Let me just grab a piece of scrap paper here. So that I can just shake this on here. There, super cute. All right. Okay, let me grab my heat tool. Went to do a video the other day and I couldn't find my heat tool. And my husband does model airplanes and he had used it to melt some vinyl on a wing or something. So there's me doing a video and I'm like, I have no heat tool. Deborah, I'm not sure. I've never heard the expression a returned soldier. I'm hoping that doesn't have the sad connotation I kind of think it does. Oops, I should have had that in the camera. Sorry, you guys. But there we have it. And I'm thinking that I may cut this out with a die. And I have these dies here. I absolutely love this set of, it's called Greeting of the Seasons. And they're tags. They're all tags. Just love them. I hope this will fit in there. Ooh, it will. Look at that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to cut that out with the tag. I'm going to have to cut this way. Let me just put my tape on my camera here so that I can grab it. Maybe I'll have to do it this way. My thing is warped. Here we go. There we go. That's better. Oh, Susan, I want you to know that your cookies were gone in 24 hours. That is what we call our serving defense persons that have returned from overseas. Oh, good. Okay. Yes, my son was not in the military, but his best friend was, and he did 3 tours in Afghanistan, and he's been home for several years now, but boy, it really takes a toll. There, that's looking pretty straight. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, so I started to say Susan brought cookies to class last week, and they're our favorite. My husband loves them, and I love them. And every time my husband went in the kitchen, he'd grab a cookie. They were literally gone in 24 hours. And then, of course, Doreen was here, and she loved them too. My other girlfriend was here from out of town for our monthly crafting weekend, and she loves a good cookie. Well, we all do, to be honest with you. And they're my favorite cookies. They've got dates, and Susan makes them without nuts because one of our other ladies has a nut sensitivity. But I'm telling you, they are the best cookies. What I do with my dimensionals are here. I think I'm going to use smaller dimensionals for this particular one, just because it's such a narrow label. So I've got my mini dimensionals here, and I'm going to put quite a few. I don't like a saggy label. There. This is so cute. Oh, I just went blank. I was going to say something and I totally went blank. A friend of ours is moving next week out of province. And so she had to empty her freezer. So my husband and I bought all of she had a whole freezer full of pork, and we love pork. So I bought her pork. And so tonight my husband made pork burgers, ground pork burgers. I'm telling you, they were so good. Yeah, they just were really nice and juicy, and no, I thought they would taste kind of fattish, kind of, but they didn't. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let me grab some embellishments. Surprised Georgie didn't throw these on the floor. She's throwing so many things on the floor today. She was driving me nuts this afternoon. I actually had to walk away because she was just like, it was either walk away or hurt the cat, so I walked away. So I have these, and I'm debating maybe to put one of these over the hole. But I also found, oh, what did I do with them? I just had them. I found the Real Red gems, the rhinestones from a couple of years ago, the red ones. And I was using those because I'm all out of the cherry cobbler ones that are in the catalog this year. I've used all of those up. So I was looking for gems. Oh, here they are. And I found that I had a couple of packages left of these guys. So I was really happy about that. So I'm going to take one of these candy things. And I love these. Funny enough, I don't like mint at all, but I really like these little minty business here. And I think I better take a medium-sized one if I'm going to try and cover this hole. I wonder if that's going to work. Yep, that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Not bad. And then I'm going to take some of these, and I'm just going to put them where the berries, let me zoom in a little bit here. Oops, wrong way. Plus means bigger. So I'm going to put a couple of these, what are they called? Red rhinestone basic jewels. They were from, oh my gosh, a few years ago, I think now. And I'm just going to put them randomly where there's 3 little berries. Oops. I'll just put them here and there. Maybe down here. And of course, one on the reindeer's nose. There. So what do you think? That's the front of our card. Isn't that cute? Just love it. So I'm thinking I should stamp something on the inside of the card. So let's see. I guess this one, I don't think this will fit. No. Maybe Christmas is better together will fit. Or I may have to find something altogether different. That will fit. So let me grab some real red ink. Real red. Now I haven't used this one yet, so I'm going to give it a clean. Whenever you have new stamps, it's always a good idea to clean them before using them so that you can get any residue from the manufacturing off. And I've seen people online use nail buffing blocks like this, you know, these things. Do not do that to your stamps. You're going to scratch them, and it won't give you a better stamp. You're better off just to give them a really good clean, and then just ink them up a few times, and then they'll start to absorb the ink. Photopolymer stamps stamp really well once they've been introduced to the ink a couple of times. Like, look at how pretty that is. Perfect. Okay, so cross your fingers. We'll see if this is going to be straight. All right, here we go. Yay! I don't think it's 100% straight, but it's pretty darn close. So I'm happy with that. And so there's our card. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I love this. I just love this. I love it. Yeah, and this was the original one that I did. It's pretty well the same. But I'll change the base color, but super cute. So there you go. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Deborah, nice to see you. Thanks, my team, for hanging in there with me. And have a super night, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.